I'm going to say something about that. Just we'll get back to that.
Watch them grow, perceive, devote. This is the seed, light the show. Watch them grow.
Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your July reading. I'm Princess India. If you're new, if you're family, welcome back, my friend, my Cancerian friend. Happy birthday, by the way. If you were like a end of June Cancer baby. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're going to see this in the end of June. So happy birthday, and happy birthday to all Cancerians. So in this vicinity, you should see me shuffling your cards that are on my desk at present. And we're going to go ahead and start with you guys overall energies. The two cards that we have for you guys from the deck that I love so much, and this color scheme is just adorable, moving right along, is a word that I'm probably going to butcher because I'm from New Orleans. It's here. High Wraith, whatever. Longing for home, homesickness for the stars. And the other one is the Cosmic Heart. And it says, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. I love that this says this because this is something I used to say a lot when I was, an aspiring preacher back in the day, of making your life a prayer, or your lifestyle being your ministry, or your life being your message, however it is that you want to word it. But what we're really talking about here is two things. First, when we're talking about Cancer longing for home, of course, this deck means it in the bigger scheme sense of, feeling like you don't belong here, or so on and so forth. I don't really so much align with that school of thought in reference to that, because I believe that we all elected to come here. I feel that, and you can take this because I'm not just saying it randomly, but if ever you feel, because I mean, you could be an old soul, you could be a STARSEED, a light work, or whatever term you want to use. But if ever you're feeling out of place, or that soul longing for home, that can manifest in one or two different ways. The first, depending on where you're at in your spiritual evolution, when we're talking about longing for home, it's because you're disconnected from spirit, right? So the home that you're longing for is more or less that reconnection, that reconciliation, that reunion with spirit in the midst of your heart space, your inner sanctum, and all that good stuff. But that differs, depending on where you are spiritually. Now, for those of you who have been on the path for some time and you find yourself longing for home, then this is speaking more to you creating one, because it's more or less a statement to the feeling of there being a lack of belongingness, or feeling like you don't quite fit in with a certain group, or, certain people, or even, in your family. Like if you feel like all of your brothers and sisters are the same, and then there's you type of deal, like the black sheep syndrome. It's not really a syndrome. It's just, anyway. But if you find yourself feeling like that, it's a statement that, and this is me kind of jumping into y'all's cards a little bit, but it's more or less a statement that you guys are coming to a place where you should be realizing that you're not a follower, you're not a follower, you're a leader. Mercury retrograde is in my mouth, people. But that you're not a follower, you're a leader, meaning that you're supposed to set the standard. And for some of you, you guys have been potentially spending time trying to fit into a certain mold, when you guys are being called to be the one to create the mold, if that's making sense. And with the Cosmic Heart card, this is speaking to the inner sanctum, your heart space, in so many words. It's letting you know that you guys do have a connection to all that is the universe, the creator, in so many words. But there's a sense of ambivalence with this. It's, how can I say it? Because when we talk, okay, this is me putting my therapist hat on because I have no other way to explain it. When we talk about ambivalence, That's when a person is straddling the fence. It's like you have one foot in and you have one foot out, right? So of course, like the role of this, whenever a person is ambivalent, my goal is never, and this is reminding me of something I said in one of the daily readings. Can't remember what it was. Anyway, it's something in that vibration. But anywho, but the goal isn't really so much to get the person to come to your side. You know what I mean? And that's what I kind of feel with Cancer, is that you guys are leaning to one way, but then you're still committed another way, or it's just with your heart space not being open, like a lack thereof of vulnerability. That's more or less how you guys are approaching your relationships, like romantic relationships, friendships, jobs, whatever. It's not being 110% committed, right? And what this is talking about is you guys coming out of this ambivalent state, and it not happening by someone doing it for you or necessarily an event, right? This is more or less you guys making the decision to put your feet on one side of the fence and committing to that wholeheartedly. Because I feel the root of the issue with you guys that y'all are resolving clearly in the month of July, the root of it has been a lack thereof of fully committing for whatever reason. So this month, it's you guys wanting to put both feet in, or that would be in your best interest in so many words. So anywho, getting into you guys' cards, we have the World in the reverse is your central energy is challenged by the Ace of Pentacles. This is really good. I just wanted to share that. Coming into the month of July from June, you guys have the Moon card. There's a Cancer full moon solar eclipse on the 21st of June. And a full moon on the 5th of this month. I'm going to say something about that. Just we'll get back to that. Your underlying energy is the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. Your above energy is the Page of Cups in the reverse. And going forward into August, we have the Three of Pentacles, and your underlying energy. Why all of this stuff is going on is the Star card, which is freaking amazing. That's freaking 3 major arcanas, my friend. So what I'm saying about this Moon card here, and I used to do this little funny thing with this, but this deck is so different. But with this Moon card here on the 5th of, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all this now because I'm hearing buku stuff, y'all. Y'all gotta give me a second. I feel like 17 people started playing a radio in my head or something. You guys may want to watch if you haven't already, and for those of you who don't know, I do daily readings now. It's Woke Culture Daily. And I do it for each sign. There's a full moon on the 5th of July. And for the weekend, so the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th are all in the weekend reading. I think you guys should watch that. I don't remember what the heck I said in it for Cancer, but I think that would be important. But a thing that's important with this that comes into these 3 cards here, the Moon and the World being in the reverse, and you guys' challenge card being the Ace of Pentacles. I feel all of this is very important relating to the moon cycle. And if you guys have been feeling some type of way coming into July, especially for my Cancer people and, you know, being ruled by the moon and all, I feel a great deal of you guys feeling some type of way comes from lunar cycles. So it's important to be cognizant of that, especially if you're empathic. But I just feel like all Cancers are empathic. But you guys are affected by the moon a great deal. So one thing that's important this month going forward forever, because you're going to be a Cancer your whole life, this incarnation at least, is to take into account the cycles of the moon. First, you want to use them to your advantage, absolutely, for manifestation and things of the sort, which I'm going to get into in a second. but you also want to be mindful of what your baseline energy is. And if you find yourself feeling some type of way, checking out what cycle of the moon that we're in or what transits or whatever are going on, because I feel that's a great deal of what's affecting you guys. Because for y'all to be at this point with your overall energy in this world reverse being here and y'all having the freaking star of all things, it feels like y'all are in a transit period coming into, well, like not transit, but I mean like transition period coming into July. But I feel this cycle is going to wrap up. But I think the thing that's most important is, and then y'all got y'all solar return too. This is a lot of stuff, Cancer. And I'm trying to like compress it and get it organized in my mind as I'm talking. Because, okay, let me just start with this. The full moon is in Capricorn on the 5th of July. So you want to watch that weekend reading because I feel like they got something in there that's important. However, full moons are always revelations, right? And a lot of what I've been talking about, those of you who did Purpose RX, y'all are aware of this, of tracking your progress, because 2020 is a year of us laying a foundation going forward into 2021. And it's a foundation that you're building, not one that's been, put up by other people and so on and so forth. So the reason why I keep talking about this is because it's keeping you aware of what it is that you're setting intentions for and when they're coming to pass. Now, on the 21st of June, and I put a video out about that, there was a solar eclipse as well as a new moon in Cancer. Hopefully you guys set your intentions for that. And I said with those are going to manifest like the first fruits of that. So what you're putting work on up until the 30th of December is what intentions you set on the 21st. But I don't feel this has anything to do with that per se. I feel this has more to do with the full moon that's on the 5th. And that is a full moon in Capricorn, and the new moon for that goes back to December of 2019. So putting all this in here so we can move forward. Lord, it's always the first reading. So Cancer, what's important for you guys this month, there's a huge cycle that's wrapping up, yet you guys have been kind of confused, kind of unsure. I feel the root of that goes back to these cards, because there may be a chance that you guys are losing faith a little bit, because the pinpoint of when you started this cycle, because I literally feel this cycle is like a cleansing cycle. It's getting stuff in order cycle, or the precursor cycle before the real cycle that starts. The real cycle to me starts the 5th of July, and then it goes in accordance with your solar return being your birthday, right? So our solar returns are more or less like a New Year's Eve, if you will. It's like it's a fresh, clean slate where all of the energy is in your favor. So I feel all of this is coming out like this because it's giving you guys an opportunity to work with the energies in your favor. Now, you guys have been on the struggle bus, proverbially speaking, since December 26th, I'm going to say, December 26th of 2019. So there's shifts and changes and decisions that were made then, right? Because I was saying for the collective, it was like November. I say for you guys, it's important with the December, not, nullifying the 26th of November. But the 26th of December is really important for you guys, the day after Christmas, in so many words. Around that time, and I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's probably just the goals that you set for 2020. But the whole thing is the work that you guys have done from December of 2019 up until now. Like this month, you guys are going to see the fruit of your labor. However, I feel this transition period that you guys have been into up until now has discouraged you a tad bit, because there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on energetically, then Rona, all this other kind of stuff. And I feel that it's kind of making you doubt yourself, because coming into the year, I feel like you guys were like charged up on like 1,000, like, yeah, the year gonna go like this and I'm gonna slay, da, 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 da. But I feel because you guys have been in this interim period since December, coming into July, y'all are kind of in this space of, I don't want to say completely broken down and worn down or anything like that. It's like I feel that you guys are kind of doubting yourself a little bit, or thinking maybe you were too pie in the sky, or you may have just kind of fell back into your routine. But it's important that you spend this month, because Mercury goes direct on what day? Oh, shoot, I don't remember. Is it the 15th? Because the whole thing with retrograde, it's all about going back and tying loose ends. I feel up until whenever Mercury goes direct, I think it's on the 15th, the 12th, 15th, something like that. Maybe the 12th. I think it's the 12th. I think maybe it's a double digit number, but whatever. When Mercury goes direct, that's when you guys actually start putting the action and moving forward with this Three of Pentacles. And I feel once you guys do this, it's already set in stone that stuff is going to work out for you. So I know I'm all over the place, Cancer, but the whole point of what I'm saying is you're Gucci. Can I just say that? Can I just say that, Cancer is fine, Spirit, please? Can I just say y'all all right? Because with the Star card being here, this notes your success. I just feel the only person who feels that you've been through all this stuff and it may feel like kind of for nothing would be you guys. But I think it's just because how stuff has panned out. But this moon card is telling me two things. One, a huge influence of you guys feeling all over the place has a great deal to do with energies you guys have been picking up outside of you, meaning whether it's transits or just people who are in your circle. The thing that's also important with this is what your overall energies are saying with these oracle cards is that there's a need to come back to your home base, like your sacred space within, to reattune to your intuition. Because I feel once you do that, you're going to see everything it is that I'm seeing here. So this is just a temporary break, if you will, but it's here for the sole purpose of you guys tying up loose ends so you can close out this cycle completely. The specific cycle we're talking about is from December of 2019 all the way until July of 2020. Like this marks the end of that cycle, right? And that cycle was just kind of you guys finding out some other stuff, clearing things up, working real hard, saving your money, doing whatever. And now your hard work is going to pay off with this Ace of Pentacles being here. So you guys have to get grounded and you have to get back in the right mindset of acting on what it is in your heart to do. For those of you who don't know what it is that you're moving forward towards, that's why it is that you want to reconnect with yourself, because I feel that there's divine inspiration that's going to come in for you guys. It's an idea that you're going to get, something that very well could make you some money. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a side hustle, it's a business idea. It could be a job, you know, like something might just tell you like, go look at Indeed.com and the job that you want is there. So it's important to be attuned to your intuitive space. But I feel there's a little bit of doubt. But I can tell you like wholeheartedly, Cancer, even though I'm like babbling my face off, the whole purpose of what I feel this reading is telling you guys for July is to tie up all loose ends. Don't wait for someone else to tell you how you should move forward. Spirit is more or less giving you guys permission for y'all to be that determining factor. Even going back to what we're saying with these cards, if you feel as if you don't fit in somewhere, you're supposed to be the leader. You know what I mean? You don't fit in, right? Because you're trying to be a follower when you're actually a leader. You have an important role to play somewhere because, you know, all y'all situations are different, but you have a very important role to play, and the opportunity for you to step into your power is coming for you this month, but you don't want to bring any baggage. And I actually just said this to one of my friends. It's like, this trip, you can't take no carry-ons. It's like just you, yourself, by yourself can go. But this is something that's going to grow into something beautiful that's fulfilling. So this is more or less a step into, or a suggestion to step into your authentic self moving forward, because the opportunity is coming towards you. And this is just saying to get your mind right so you're prepared for that opportunity. Whew, child, I hope that that makes sense, Cancer. I hope it does. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm about to go over to Vimeo, YouTube members, my website, wherever it is that you watch me. Patreon, yeah, Patreon too. Wherever it is that you watch my extendeds, so we can jump into the rest of you guys' cards. But if you're not about that life, I still love your freaking face. And I will see you guys sooner than later. Deuces. So the 26th of December, like I said, to the full moon on the 5th of this month, that is a cycle. But this is just telling you what you need to do in the meantime. And you're doubting yourself and you don't feel you can do it, or you don't feel that you're going to be successful.